Well, hey crafty friends, it's Hiedi Scott with DiyDreaming, and on this video tutorial we are going to do a really cute little, well, it's a thrifted picture frame. We're going to do I Never Dreamed I'd Be a Crazy Chicken Lady stencil. I'm going to show you how you can decorate both sides of the glass. And we're going to use some vintage dictionary pages, and it should just be a cute, super easy craft that I hope will give you tons of ideas, because you can stencil on one side of the glass and then essentially paint in the back. And I don't know if you knew that. Okay, so as you're hopping on, say hello, let me know where you're watching from, feel free to sprinkle all that good stuff. This is what I'm going to be working on. If you are a thrifter, do check out the picture frames and things like that, because I am always finding good ones. This was like $2.09 or something a while ago, and there's a lot of different things I could do with this one, but we're going to work on this one. So let me just put that aside. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take it apart. And for right now, I'm not going to worry about getting fingerprints all over the glass, because I can clean that up after the fact. But that is one of my big pet peeves, I'll say. I can't stand it when there's fingerprints all over glass. Okay, so this particular frame has a front and a back that are made of glass, and then it had this little insert. But you can do this same idea with a regular picture frame that maybe just has one piece of glass and then a piece of cardboard and then some backing. You can do the exact same thing. Okay, so first thing I did was I took my thing apart, and then I got out this Webster's Third New International Dictionary. I picked this because this paper was on the white-ish side and the print was small. All right, and I traced and cut out a piece of this dictionary page to use. I'm going to use the side that does not have all of these little drawings. So I'm going to use this side. And, let's see, where can I put my glass? Okay, so we're going to be using this adorable stencil. This says, I never dreamed I'd grow up to be a crazy chicken lady, but here I am killing it. And this chicken is hilarious. I'm just going to use the I never dreamed I'd grow up to be a crazy chicken lady, because I don't think I can fit the whole entire thing. And I am going to fuzz my stencil, even though I've used this one quite a bit. You can tell it doesn't look pretty anymore. That's just a sign of a loved stencil. I'm fuzzing it on my tacky towel, but I could fuzz it on a pair of jeans, on a top, on a low lint tea towel, something like that. It doesn't matter at all which side of this glass I opt to use. And let me put on my glasses. And I think the easiest thing sometimes is just to lay your stencil upside down, and then you can see where you're putting your glass. You can get it pretty straight. Okay. With glass, you do want to make sure that you fuzz well, because you don't want to stretch your stencil when you're removing it. And glass can be a little tricky. I'm going to use a squeegee just to make sure that I don't have any air bubbles. And I'm not going to do this bottom part that says, but here I am killing it. I am just going to use plain black chalk paste And then we'll paint the back of this little chicken with an orange beak, and I'll be using this color called Spiced Pumpkin. Any orange that you have will work. This is just what I have. And then I'm going to use this Old Glory Red for whatever that little thing is at the top of a chicken's head, and these little things. If you know what those are called, please tell me, because I cannot seem to remember that word today. Like there's something underneath this. There was. Oh, I really should not have picked that up. Dang. So tell me in the comments, who are my chicken loving friends? Do you love chickens? I would love to hear. Okay. The goal here is to get my chalk paste on, pull up the globs, and then stop. And I can already see where there was a little air bubble. Too much. Okay, let's look. There's a couple spots, darn, where there was a little air bubble, but I can clean that up after it's fully dry. Oh, I forgot to do the word chicken lady. Oh my gosh. I think I'll have to come back and do that after the fact, otherwise I'll wreck. Okay, this is going to go in my tub of water over here. Alright. Just going to wipe up these couple little spots and then I'll show this to you. And there are a couple of places that I will have to clean up. Let's see, how can you see it? Well, you'll be able to see it better when I put it in the project. This is going to be the front. If you're doing anything that has writing on the stencil design, it's going to need to be on the front so it's not backwards. Okay, and I'll come back and do the crazy chicken lady. Let me grab my little hot heating device, and we're going to just see how quickly we can get this to dry. This design, by the way, makes the most adorable tea towels. So if you love chickens or farm animals, and Magnolia seems like they're coming out with more and more and more of that style. If you love chickens, then you should think about getting this stencil and some ink so you can make some tea towels for yourself and for your friends. It's cute on a t-shirt. There's lots of fun things you can do with it. Because this is a non-porous hard surface, it could take a little bit longer to dry. But I'll put the words Chicken Lady here, and let me show you with this behind it. You'll be able to see what the design is a little better. I completely missed the words Chicken Lady. Also, I will I'll probably have to use a Q-tip or a toothpick to clean up my bee. You see how I smooched that? It's pretty dry. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to paint with chalk paste the beak. And I'm just using an orangish color. This is called Spiced Pumpkin. Get my teeny little paintbrush saturated. And I'm painting it on the underneath. So you guys, what I think is really cool about this idea is that if you were doing a flower stencil, you can come in on the back and add multiple colors and basically paint from the back of the glass the design that you maybe stenciled the outline of with your stencil and some chalk paste on the front. You could paint from the front too, but the thing with that is that when you put wet chalk paste over the top of dry chalk paste, it can sometimes reactivate it so it's wet again, and you're not going to want to have these bits to be multiple, to be black mixed in with whatever colors you chose. Okay, I'm going to dry this just a little bit and add another layer. And also the other thing I love about this idea is that it's not permanent. So I'll just throw this in the sink and I can start over and do another project with the same glass, the same frame. I could change the background. I'm just going to be basically poking a piece of dictionary page inside of the frame. Or I could leave it blank on this style of a frame and you would see the wall or whatever was behind it. But when I fiddled around with that yesterday, what I noticed was that with this design, it was kind of hard to see. Unless it had something solid behind it. Okay, and I can come back. Can you see his little beak now? I can come back and clean up any area where I might have gone out of where the beak is. Okay. So let me dry that and then we'll move on to the rooster head. And hopefully you can see this. That's basically dry. Okay, where's my lid? Here it is. another paintbrush out, and I'm using Old Glory Red chalk paste. Okay. Re-dry this, then we'll add another layer. So I know somebody will ask me if there's a way to seal this. And honestly, the chalk paste is not going to crumble off. It's going to dry solid and hard, and it will stay where you put it until you try to remove it with either some Windex or hot water, or even, a sponge and some water. So you really don't need to seal it. And the thing is, I almost always use clear matte sealer spray for my projects, but I'm afraid that if you sprayed that on glass, all of your glass would look cloudy. And that would, in my opinion, not look great. Okay, I got that. Let's get these weird little things that... Did somebody tell me what these are called on these chickens? The little thing that hangs up here, and then the little thing that goes down below. I'm just looking at my chicken, and I think I did the wrong area. Quick, see if I can pull it off real quick. Okay. Okay, stay with me, I'm about to show you. Well, it looks really messy. It's definitely going to need to be cleaned up. Okay, Joan says, could you use the chalk paste pins on glass? Yes, you absolutely could. And why did I not think of that? I don't know. I just didn't. What she's talking about are these. They come in packages. I don't know if this inker chalk paste right here. Let's try this. That's much better. Well, let me make sure I'm on the right side. So there's a set of these pins that has chalk paste and ink in gold, silver, white, and black. This is my favorite set. But then there's also a set that has a bunch of primary colors of chalk paste. And this is the red from that set. Look at my fingers. What in the world do I have all over myself? Huh. I have no idea. Okay. All right, and I'm going to use just one of these little, well, let me dry this first. Okay, and I'm going to just use one of these little stir sticks. And I think I'm going to have to do that with a toothpick. But look how cute that is, how that actually shows up. So you could do this chicken's feathers, everything. Let me get this a little bit drier and then we'll assemble the whole thing and I'll show you. And I do need for this side to be dry before I put it on top of my paper. So let me show you two things while I'm waiting just a second for this to kind of dry up. Okay, number one. I bought some of these little candlesticks at Dollar Tree Plus. And I bought some of these. This is just like a glass cylinder. I am working on, probably for tomorrow, a project where we create some really cool candle holders that will either glass etch them, or we might just stencil them. This is one that I assembled earlier and I used E6000. So this is a project I'm always working ahead, usually multiple projects ahead. So that's one thing that will be coming soon. If you have ideas of what you would like to see on this part, tell me in the comments because I would love some ideas. I want them to be kind of beachy. I might just There's a beautiful stencil design that says, "Even the wind and the waves obey him," and it has a C on it. I might stencil that in blue. Or I might, I don't know. There's lots of other things I could do. I wanted to show you these also because this would work great on this project that we're doing. This is a cute little church. I'm sorry about that. I just got a call from my husband. It says, "Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound," is one. Or this one says, "In Christ alone my hope is found." And these would be great on a piece of glass. And then you could paint behind the church, like really whatever color you might want. And you could do something cool for the little windows and the cross. And then this is a super simple one that I was considering, but there was nothing really to paint in. But this one just says, "God is good," and it's just exactly the right proportion for this project. Okay, I'm getting dry. Let's do just a little bit more. Etch the church. Ooh. That's a good idea. Ooh, it's hot. Definitely hot. Okay, I'm going to reassemble this. It's going to go in there first. And then, hopefully that's mostly dry. And then I'm going to put this piece of dictionary page on here. I have another piece of glass, but if you don't have this style of a frame, you would just have a piece of cardboard and then whatever the backing would be. And then I'm going to put this little piece in here. And Magnolia has some other farm animals and some new ones coming too. So it could be a fun project. I never dreamed I'd grow up to be a crazy. And then I'll stencil right here, "Chicken Lady" from that design. I don't know how I can hold this so you're not seeing my lights. Anyways, what do you guys think? Pretty cute, totally outside of what my norm would be. But I thought it would be fun to do something totally different. And what I really wanted just to show you was this idea that you can stencil a design on the front of a piece of glass, and then you can paint in some colors, like this little chicken from the back. And this almost looks like stained glass. Cindy Parton says that she loves it and her friend would as well. So tell me if you are chicken or country or cow and pig and horse lovers. Let me know if you'd like to look at any of the supplies, if you want my list, or if you missed the beginning, if you would like a replay, all those good things. Just say that in the comments. I'll get it for you. Pretty cute, huh? So as soon as I have it finished, I need to wash my stencil, dry it, and then I'll do the Chicken Lady. I'll clean up this little spot right there that's a little messed up. Carolyn says that she has a friend that has chickens that run around in the yard. Brenda, I'll get you the supplies. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for joining me for this super simple craft. I'll probably get pictures of it, wash it off, and try something else. So maybe in the next day or two, I'll show you a little bit more complicated with flowers or something. Okay. Have a blessed and wonderful rest of your day. Do this or this. That's a heart. Sprinkle, sprinkle if you feel like it. Let me know what you think. Have a blessed day.